Hi guys, so welcome to part 2 of my Q&A video. If you guys have not checked out part 1, definitely go and check out that video, and I'll put the link to that video down below in the description box. So let's get right into part 2 of my Q&A video. So question number 1 is, have you ever had a call 911? No, I have never had a call 911. Question number 2 is, how do you deal with a breakup and do things get better? So personally, how I deal with a breakup, and since I just went through one about a couple months ago, how I dealt with the breakup with Ryan is I just kind of listened to music right after it happened, and when I actually broke up with him, it was kind of, I think it was kind of like just a bad timing, just because I was just so kind of emotionally drained, and I kind of knew I was going to do it, and I was actually crying the night before so bad, and then just waking up, I didn't really have energy, and I knew I had to do it, and I just didn't want to wait anymore, so I broke up with him. And it was kind of a bad timing just because probably a couple hours after I went to work, and of course, when you're doing something like that, if you're going through something like a rough time and then you have to go to work a couple of hours later, you're just not really in the mood, and it just kind of affects your working. And good thing it was the summer, and I had like people around me that kind of like made me laugh, like people my age and stuff. And my sister worked that day, so I just had her, and I mean, that day probably went a lot better than it probably would, like, I didn't think I thought it would. I would just say that you would need to surround yourself with people who have like positive energy, people who absolutely love you, and just people who you care about, like your family and friends. And listen to music. That kind of always gets me, makes me feel better, just because I absolutely love listening to music, and it can kind of, blow off some steam. It just makes you feel a little bit better. And don't really necessarily think about it. Like, don't really drain about or think about like all the memories that you guys had together. If you honestly really want to get over it, you can't really think about it, and you can't think about what if, like all the what ifs and stuff, because everything honestly happens for a reason. That's kind of a saying that I live by. Everything happens for a reason, and you just need to surround yourself with your, people who honestly love you and care about you. Like I said, your family, your friends, and don't think about it at all, because that's like probably the worst thing, because you're always going to have it on your mind, and that just will kind of affect you. You just need to be happy, and honestly, it will get better. It probably takes about a couple months. I guess it kind of depends on how long you were with the person. Probably if you were together for a couple years, it would probably take months to actually get over. I guess it kind of depends on what the breakup was about, first of all. But yeah, definitely will get better. Everything will get better. But those are just a few things. Go out. Don't really stay at home. Just don't sit and like cry. You definitely need to get out of the house, and you just kind of need to forget about it and just drop it for the day. So yeah. Next question. Now that you're not with Ryan, do you still think you were in love? Okay. I definitely think that I was in love with him, because I'm not in love with him anymore. Like I said in part 1, I do still honestly care about him. I'm not gonna lie. I do care about him as a person. We're not friends, I wouldn't say, just because we don't talk. I haven't had any contact with him whatsoever. I mean, I try to, see how he's doing and things, but it just doesn't really work. He's probably maybe upset about it. I don't know. I don't talk to him, like I said. I did talk to him a little bit when we did break up, and we were kind of friends, but then just things kind of fell through, and we don't talk anymore. But I do think I still was in love with him. I don't know. I think we had like this connection in the beginning of the relationship that was absolutely amazing, and we got along so well. But then just towards kind of the end, we just kind of butt heads a lot, and we were very different. And I just realized a lot. But I would honestly tell you guys that I still was in love with him now, looking back at it. Did you guys have a lot in common? We were very different, as you guys can tell, kind of like look-wise and stuff. But I don't know. I honestly think that opposites attract. I don't really exactly have a type. Like, I can't sit here and tell you guys that all of my exes look exactly like, because they're all very, very different. I get made fun of that a lot. Like, my parents always tell me that. Do you even have a type? I don't really necessarily have a type, like look-wise. I just kind of go for guys who have a great personality, who make me laugh. Of course, looks aren't everything to me. I just kind of go for more what's inside of the person more than the look wise. But yeah, we were different, but we did have a little bit things in common. Like our music choices were totally different. I mean, we did kind of like some of the same bands, but he was more into, you know, the heavy metal, screamo kind of music, and I kind of got into it a little bit when we were dating, but I wouldn't say that I would listen to it now. But yeah, we did have a little bit of things in common, but not a lot. But I think that not having so much things in common is kind of a good thing, just because you can kind of you know, go out of your comfort zone and kind of do things that you're not really used to and see if you actually like it. Like I said, I'm dating this guy now, or talking to a guy. And he's like absolutely like in love with sports. Like he's a sports freak. He loves baseball, football, any kind of sports you guys can imagine. And I absolutely love baseball, and I kind of got into watching football and stuff with him now because that's like his number one sport. And I'm not used to it. I'm not used to like sitting like Sunday watching sports and stuff like that. I mean, I used to watch it sometimes with my dad, but with the guy that I actually like, I'm not used to it whatsoever. Like whenever we're hanging out, that's what's always on the channel. I mean, I do like it, and yeah, I definitely think that having a little bit of different things is good in a relationship, but having some similarities is also good. But like I said, I think honestly opposites do attract. Um, Next question. Have you noticed or thought that you changed yourself a lot for him, or no? Honestly, in the beginning of our relationship, I never honestly thought that I changed for him. But like I also mentioned this in part one, my family would tell me that I was not myself and I would change myself. I wasn't happy. I just kind of would do things the way he wanted to. But now looking back at it, as I think about it, I do think that I did kind of change myself. Not necessarily like me kind of noticing it, because I never really noticed that I changed. But now that I think about it, I did kind of change myself, just kind of the things that I did. But yeah, I wasn't really super like myself now thinking back at it, which I do kind of wish that I can kind of like change, but everything happens for a reason. So yeah, what's the next question? Have you ever been cheated on or cheated? I have never cheated on anyone. I will never ever cheat on anyone. My kind of thing is, if I'm gonna like, if I don't really think that it's gonna work or anything like that, I would just kind of, you know, break up with you. And have I been cheated on? I've heard that I have been, but I don't really know. Are you interested in anyone? Yes, I am. I'll show you guys a picture of him. His name, give you guys kind of a little breakdown of it. His name, I'll talk about it first. His name is Robbie. We've been working together for about a year. We work at the same place, and he's worked there probably for about maybe going on 3 years. And to tell you guys the truth, like when I first started working there, we did not talk. We did not talk up until like 8 or so months into me working there. And I don't know. Now, I don't know. We're just, honestly, to tell you guys, he's absolutely like amazing. He is younger. For some reason, I go for the younger guys. I don't know why. He's 18 years old and I'm 20. He'll be turning 19 on November 11th. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing. He makes me laugh, makes me smile. We have a lot of things in common, which I'm not exactly used to with the guy, because like I mentioned with Ryan, we had more things not in common than we did in common. We were a little bit more different. Both him, we have things in common. We both like baseball, not exactly the same teams. He was born and raised in Arizona. He loves the Diamondbacks, and I absolutely am a Giants fan at heart. And with football, I mean, I like it. I'm a more of kind of like a Raiders fan, but I'm not, yeah, I kind of like football, but I'm not like so much into it as he is. Like he's a die-hard Cardinals fan. Sorry, there's like trucks going by. And I like the Raiders, of course, because I'm from the Bay Area. But yeah, I'll show you guys a picture really quick. But yeah, we are very similar, but we do have a little bit difference. Like I said, he's a huge like sports guy, and I'm not used to that. But I think it's cute. So I'll show you guys one picture. There's one. I hope you guys can see us at like a Carlos Santana concert. Here's another one at the Giants game versus the Colorado Rockies. And oh, I'll show you guys this one. Here's me, my sister, him, and Alicia's boyfriend. Here's another one. But yeah, honestly, I like have been really happy. We've been talking for about 2 months, I believe. We're taking things slow. We're not boyfriend or girlfriend. We do go on dates. We probably have been on a lot of dates. And we see each other all the time. Like we hang out outside of work. I pretty much see him all the time. I'm surprised that I'm not sick and tired of him already, because I see him outside of work and then I see him at work. But he's honestly absolutely amazing. I really like him a lot. But we're just taking things day by day. And if we end up together, then I will be probably really happy. But yeah, I am interested in someone. Next question. Does Ryan still watch your videos? Did he ever before? Yes, he did before. And does he now? I don't know. I have no idea if he watches them. Are you over him and is he over you? I don't know if he's over me. I don't know. And are you over him? Yes, I am over him. Do you have any relationship advice for us girls? Any tips or hints? Definitely one thing that I would say to anyone out there, whether it's a girl or a guy, is definitely don't change yourself. Even if you don't notice it, I would never, don't change yourself for someone. Like I said, I think that I kind of was a little bit different. I kind of felt that I was a changed person at the end, or in like towards the end of our relationship while dating Ryan. Never ever change yourself for someone. Whether they, don't like something you like, whether, they want you to change something about yourself, don't do it. You're honestly, you're the person who you are for a reason, and there will be a better guy out there for you who will absolutely love that quality about you. So don't ever change someone. Don't ever change yourself for someone. And if you're honestly not happy in a relationship, don't just stay in it just because you don't want to hurt the guy's feelings. That's just kind of how I felt in the beginning. But I definitely say those things are my number one things that I would kind of give tips and tips and hints for you guys. But yeah, those are a little bit of things for me. I know it's not that good of advice, but just things that I would definitely kind of prevent, and I would just kind of have in the back of your guys' mind. Just things that I kind of went through. What advice do you have for people who are victims of some haters? I would definitely have to say that just people who hate on you or just jealous of you, don't let it affect you. You just need to surround yourself with people who love you and care for you, just the positive energy. All the people who have negative energy, just kind of, get them out of your life, and, don't listen to them. Don't listen to things that people say about you, because people who, whether you're dating someone, your boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, family, they know the honest truth about you, and they're not going to believe all of these, stupid and negative comments they hear about you. To you, what's the difference between loving your boyfriend or being in love with him? I'm not going to talk so much about it because I'm going to be doing like a whole vlog about like love and stuff. But I would definitely say that there is a difference. I can tell you guys that you would definitely know that when you're in love with someone, you can just kind of feel it inside, that you're in love with someone. But yeah, I'm not going to talk so much about it. I want to save it for the whole vlog that I'm going to be doing later on. Do you believe two people can fall out of love? Yes, I do believe that two people can fall out of love. My parents are divorced since I was 5 years old, and you could be together for however long, but I think that people do kind of fall out of love. I've seen it happen with just my aunts, my uncles, my parents, and just of course like me going through it with Ryan. I think that it happens a lot nowadays. Like, I think divorce is like probably very common now, which kind of sucks, especially since I've been through it at a very young age. But I definitely can say if the spark's probably not there anymore, you can fall out of love, or maybe you found someone else, or you're just not really happy in a relationship anymore. And I can definitely say that's probably number one thing. If you're just not really happy, probably just kind of go out of it. I know that some people, like especially like older couples, they want to stay together for the kids and everything, which I don't know. I don't really believe in that, just because I've been through the divorce, and I wouldn't really necessarily want my parents to be together if they're really not happy anymore. And if they're better off being by themselves, then I definitely will support it. But I was going through divorce when I was very young. But my parents kind of had a different kind of way of it. Like, they got divorced when I was 5 years old. And but then they kind of still did things as a family. Like, we went to Disneyland. Like, we did trips and stuff together, and we still do now, and I'm 20 years old, so it's kind of a little bit different, but I can tell that they're definitely way more happier by themselves. So I would definitely say that two people can fall out of love, and you can probably maybe bring back the love, maybe as friends, but not like as relationship wise or whatever. How long is it taking you to get over Ryan? It took me probably about a month or so, maybe about a month to get like fully over him and not really think about him. Um, I know it's not that long, especially since we were together for a whole year and 4 months. Um, but we were through a lot, and like I said, we took a break for 4 months, so my feelings were 100% there. And then when we got back into a relationship, they weren't fully there. They were just kind of not. I mean, they weren't. They were more than half there. But it just kind of was, he just needed to prove some things to me, and he didn't. And I just kind of like lost feelings. And then after just stuff that happened, I just wasn't really. My feelings weren't 100% there. So it didn't take me that long to really get over him. Probably as I thought I would. I probably thought it would take me at least a couple months, but it took me probably a month or maybe like 3 or so weeks to really fully get over him. But I didn't really have that much contact with him, so that was probably made it a lot easier. What things do you recommend to take your mind off of a breakup? I mentioned this earlier, just to surround yourself with your family, your friends, listen to music, get out of the house, go to the beach, go to the music park, do whatever, but just don't sit there. Go to his Facebook and look at his pictures and look at your guys' pictures. Don't do that. You just need to get your mind off of it. And last question is, do you believe people with different interests and goals can be together? Yes, I do. I can't talk. Brian and I had definitely a lot of different goals, and we had different interests and stuff. And I definitely say you can make it work. You can make it work, and I think that it's just kind of fun. Like I said, I'm dating this guy now, and we have a little bit different interests. Like I said, he's a huge sports guy, and I do go to games with him and stuff, which I think is a lot of fun. I think sporting events are absolutely amazing. They're so much fun to go to. There's a lot of action going on, and I think that it's great to have different interests and goals. With the guy or girl that you are dating, just because you can kind of get to know the person a lot better from it, and maybe it will eventually become your interest or your hobby or whatever. But definitely it is good to have different goals. You don't really need to be interested or have the same career path as the guy or girl that you're interested in. But I think it's definitely healthy and it's kind of fun. So yeah, that is pretty much my Q&A video part 2. Definitely go and check out part 1. If you guys have any other questions for me, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.